Hi everybody. I thought of a couple more things I wanted to say after I ended the video, so I'll probably put this at the beginning of the video about tea dyeing. These are two envelopes that I had tea dyed. This was tea dyed, and this I just used vintage photo ink around the edges. So you can see the tea gives it a nice rich color all over. And then on the back I had a stencil, my placemats, and then you can see where 2 pages were laid over there. So you get a really nice deep effect. Here I used a stencil with ink and aged it a bit, but you just don't get that same richness. I do love to tea dye stuff when I can, because I just love this color. Okay, so I wanted to show you the differences there. And then these are little tags for my tea bags that I take off. They still have the little staple on them. These were sprayed, so they have a nice light color. And then these, I had bits of tea left in the edges and the little rim down there, and I laid these down in and smushed them down in. You can see how much darker those got than these. And this one was on its side, so it just drew the tea right up. So you get half and half. That is just so cool. Okay, and then I also wanted to show you, these are the tea bags after they've dried. I just let them dry with everything else. And they have a tiny staple in the top right here. There's the front and the back. I like to just take these, and you can use a staple remover, but every time I try, I've ripped the bags. So I just use my fingernails, and there go the rest of the tea bags. Take out that tiny staple, and then I open this up a bit. It's just kind of folded. You open that out. Now you've got a tube, and you can just gently open and the tea will come out. You could save that for another purpose, but I generally just throw mine away. And then I gently pull the seam apart. And brush out the rest of the tea. And you have this beautiful colored tea bag, and it's got that translucent almost effect. And you can use that in your crafting too, so nothing goes to waste. Alright, I think that's everything I left out of the rest of the video, so have fun watching, and see you later. Bye. Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen today. Today I'm going to show you how I tea dye paper. This is how I like to do it. It's an amalgamation of a couple of different people that I've seen. What I have to start with is a couple of these buckets, the storage buckets. My worker's throwing these away, so I snagged them up, and a couple of lids. I have a spray bottle with some nice dark tea in it. This is the Dollar Tree version, and then this is a battery operated version that my hubby got me for Christmas last year. I love this thing. Let's see. I've got a placemat. This one came from Tuesday Morning. It's a 15-inch placemat, and I got a set of 4 for $8. This square sink mat that I got from the Dollar Tree in the haul the other day. I've got 2 of these sink mats that I believe I found at Goodwill. They've got butterflies and flowers on them. The nice thing about them is they're flat on the back. I like that. The ones with the bumps, sometimes you don't get a good design with the tea if it's not flat. So I have 2 of that one, and then I have this large maple leaf placemat. Like, you put it under your plates at holidays or whatever. It's a maple leaf, but when I'm done, all you really see is the patterns in here. Okay. So, and then I have paper and things to tea dye off camera. So what I start out with, you can use this, just put a layer of tea on the bottom, nice layer. Then I'm going to take my regular 20-pound copy paper, nothing special, just regular copy paper. I'm going to lay that down in there. I'm going to squirt it some more. So you can see why squirting this might make your hands hurt after about 20 minutes. I'm going to take my maple leaf, put it down in there, and I'm going to give it a little press so that it stays as flat as I can get it. That way I get a better impression. And then I'm going to use this one. Then I'm going to spray tea on top of it. I want to get a nice coat of tea all over that plastic, because that's going to give me an impression on the bottom of the next page. Okay, so then I'm going to layer some pages on top of that, give them a little rub, just lightly. One more page on this side. I'm rubbing it so you can see it start to soak in. You can see the design through the paper. Put some more tea on top just to finish it off. And then I'll just keep going like that. More buckets, layer them on top of each other. So, let me continue on, and I'll do a couple more buckets, and then I'll come back and show you the final setup. Okay, so I'm back. I've layered up another bucket. I've put several layers of paper, and then, okay, one layer of paper, spray it with tea, put my stencil on there, my placemat or my sink mat, put some more papers, more tea, just like that. And then I also do stuff in the lid. I have paper, sink mat paper, and here I've got vellum that I've laser printed on. This is a piece of parchment paper, and these are the wax paper squares from the hamburger patties squares from the Dollar Tree. Got that in there. Then I wanted to show you a couple more things that I dye. I like to use the lids for this because these are pretty fragile. So you can tea dye your napkins. I've had pretty good success with this, but I don't layer it like I do the regular paper. The copy paper, the parchment paper, all that you can layer, but I'm not sure if you can layer napkins or not. So that's going to be the experiment today. I've done this with a single layer of napkin, but I've never stacked them up. So we'll see how it comes out. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to spray a layer of tea on there. Okay. And these napkins have all the layers still. I did not separate them yet. So they're a little stronger. So hopefully that's going to help them stay and not disintegrate. Let's see. Put those two, give them a little spray. I'm not soaking these as much as I do the regular paper. Just a little light mist. Put another layer of napkin. Here. And I get some napkins at the Dollar Tree, but a lot of these I get from Tuesday Morning. They have some really beautiful designs, so if you have one near you, I recommend going. They're pretty inexpensive, usually 20 or 30 napkins in a pack for $3 or $4, so those go a long way when you're crafting. Okay, this pretty rose one. Just spraying some tea. Okay. And last one. One more rose. So I'll be excited to see how these come out. I hope they don't stick into one giant mass, but we'll see. That's half the fun, right? And I do like to stack my things up here on the counter. It saves space, and later on I'll turn the fan on and circulate air through it so it'll help them dry faster. Alright, let's see. Some other things that I like to tea dye. Basically anything that's made of paper or fabric, you can tea dye. And it's so simple. It's just put some tea down. That's to get the back of whatever you put in there. Put your cards in. They could be separate. They could be overlapping each other. Doesn't matter. Spray some more tea down. Got some tickets from the Dollar Tree. Toss those in there. Spray some more tea down. Some more tickets. Okay, nice. I got some doilies from the Dollar Tree. This is the 8-inch, I believe. Spray some tea on them. Just keep putting paper in there. Sometimes you'll get an impression from the doily on things below. Sometimes the color from the tickets will go on to the papers above or below. You never know what's going to happen. It's always a surprise whenever I do this. So, let's see. I got some of the tabs from the top of my tea. I like red rose tea. I'm going to throw those in there. Why not? Tea dye the tea tabs. Careful. Now once the paper gets wet, it is fragile, so you're going to have to leave it sit. Don't tear it like I did. You see a receipt from the bakery. I'm going to tea dye that too. What the heck? Junk mail envelopes. Those are sticky. Let's put them in the next bucket. Let's get another lid. Don't want the gum from those to get stuck on my doily, so these are the return address envelopes that I didn't use from mailing checks. So we're just going to spray a layer, put an envelope. This one's got a pretty purple inside. I like to open them up so they don't get stuck down, but then they also might stick on the thing that's on top of them. So these are the chances we take when we're tea dyeing. Anyway, all of this was trash anyway, so if it comes out great, if it doesn't, well, it just gets put in the recycle bin where it was going in the first place. Utility bill envelope. I like the ones with the windows in it. Look at that nice big window. I hope that comes out. That's kind of cool looking. Alright, and this is a nice linen envelope I found. Hanging out in my stash. Alright, there we go. So we've got a bunch of layers. I've got my boxes here, all set up along the counter. I've got a fan over here in the background. I'm going to turn that on and I'm going to let the air just blow over this, and these are just going to sit here for a few hours. No need to do anything, just let the tea dry. And I'll come back and we'll take them apart and see what we got. Alright, see you in a minute. Alright, welcome back everybody. It's the next day. I left these overnight sitting here with the fan on. Let's see what we got. This one is looking pretty good. This is the first one we did. Look at that. Can you see that pattern on there? There we go. Look at that beautiful lacing from that placemat. Oh, gorgeous. This one too. Okay, so that's the part that was touching the placemat, and then this is the top. It just has the subtle, very subtle pattern. Okay, so those were on top. Take our placemat off. Then on the bottom you get the kind of the opposite pattern. The pattern's in white against a tea stain. So that's pretty cool. That's what I've been getting whenever I use the placemats. Oh, a little piece on there. Okay, so that one's pretty cool. It came out great. And the next one, I had lots of papers layered up. Now, when these started to dry, I came back in and dripped a little bit of tea in some drip spots, like here and there. So I got some little spotting effects. As you go down, you can see that the papers leave impressions on each other. Usually the darkest tea staining is at the top of the pile. Oh, and here's the ones against the placemat. You can see it wasn't quite flat, so I got this kind of variegated pattern going, but they're gorgeous. Oh, that's so nice. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Light's too bright, maybe. Might have to take some still pictures. Okay, I hadn't tried dyeing cardstock before, but oh, that came out nicely. That's not bad. That just got the center of the stencils between there. I didn't get any color bleed on this. Oh, isn't that pretty? I am determined to find an angle where you can see this. Got the flowers and butterflies from the sink mat. Well, in real life, it's a nice, lovely, light tan color. Well, we'll see if the camera's picking it up when I put this on the screen. Oh, we're still a little wet down there. We're going to have to leave this one. I've got tea that puddled around the edges of the tray here, so we'll leave this one to dry for a little bit more. Put that one over on the stove for a minute. Yes, good morning, Katie. Okay, here's our experiment with the tissues. Should I say napkins? Oh, they came out gorgeous. Let me get a white piece of tissue here to put up against it so you can tell the difference. White. Tea stained. Gorgeous, right? Those flowers are going to look so pretty in a journal, on a card. And they didn't stick together. And when I do this, look, the layers are coming apart naturally. It makes it so much easier to take them apart. They just want to fade away from each other. Beautiful. Nice. And the birds. Those came out great too. And these little guys. Butterflies and puppies. Very nice. Okay. Let's go to our next experiment. This one was wax paper and vellum and parchment. Okay, so these, oh, those are cool. These were the wax paper squares from the Dollar Tree. I only sprayed tea on this side, but it's got a dotted pattern, almost like, I don't know if you've ever seen snakeskin, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. So those are pretty cool. Oh, that one must have been sitting in a low spot. It got a nice dark corner. That was nice and even. Okay, those came out awesome. I like that. And this is parchment paper. And you can see it kind of dried in the valleys. So the tea gives you that old world look, and listen to that. Love it. Okay. Then these are some vellum papers. I printed these with a laser printer, so I don't know how an inkjet would work, but look at that. Oh yes. After I cut them out, I will definitely be saving these little crunchy parts on the side. Wow, that's very thick. Beautiful. And this is just a paper that was plain on the side. You can see where the edge was exposed. It got nice and dark and crispy looking. Beautiful. Okay, and here's our new square sink drainer. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Cool. Let's see how the underneath did. Okay, picked up some of the pattern. That's not bad. Look at those edges. That looks great. Is that better? There we go. Back side. Awesome. Now this tray was all doilies and paper flowers. It was on the bottom and one of the lids was touching the top, so right here in the middle it's still damp. So we're going to leave that for probably another hour. Then we'll try looking at those. It's not wet, but it's still damp. These are just a bunch of laser printed papers that I put tea on. I believe I got these from the Graphics Fairy or the old design shop, but these were free. Love that ledger. And these tickets were a freebie from Artie Mays, and they came out great with the tea. Okay, so like the others, the ones on the top are usually darker, and if you have any exposed on the edge, that kind of gets a little darker. Okay, those are nice. Okay, here's our junk mail envelopes. Okay, these are vellum. Nice and crispy, I like that. I actually, when I did these, I sprayed a little tea inside, and then I did the outside, so we got some nice puddling in there. So here's the linen one. I got some nice staining. Junk mail never looked so pretty. Let's see, oh, the blue on that one. Blood some. That's okay. Still cool. I'll probably use it for the windows, like this half. That'll be awesome. Oh yeah, these did great. And even if they start to come apart, let's see, these are coming apart, you can just run a little glue or some tape there and it's still an envelope. Or you could take it apart and use this inside pattern with the staining. You could stamp on that and cut out pieces or tear out pieces and do little punchies with that houndstooth pattern on it. That's pretty cool. So, just because they came apart doesn't mean it's not useful. It's always fixable. And sometimes the flaps like to stick, but usually I can peel them off without damaging too much. Look at that nice big window. You see I got spots on the window from the tea. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not. But anyway, that's awesome. Purple one came out cool. So if you wanted the more even staining on this side, I guess I would put this on the top and lay them like that on the tray. And then the even staining would be on the top. And then the back would be the uneven. I still like them. Those are cool. Let's see, what's next? And this last one is the tea tabs from my bags of tea. Those came out nice. My receipt from the bakery looks old. Oh, the doilies look nice from the Dollar Tree. Got a nice tan color. My tickets, also from the Dollar Tree, came out nice. They have a nice crunch to them and they feel old now. What else do we have? Our note cards came out good too. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll take all these out and I'll make some piles and I'll place some heavy books on them to flatten them out a bit. You can leave them crunchy and crinkly. I also like to use papers like this that aren't one dimension and flat, but a lot of times, you know, people like flat paper and I do not like to iron, so I don't like to do that. So I'll put these under some flat books or some heavy books and they'll come out. They're not going to be ironed flat, but they'll be pretty good. They'll be very usable. And it's, you know, you don't have to monitor it and sit there the whole time. So it's just waiting while you do something else. Alright. Oh, one other thing I was going to show you. After I did my dyeing, I put my tea bags over the faucet on the sink to dry. So you get this cool color. These aren't quite dry yet. Okay. I'll come back and show you that when I show you the other doilies. See you in an hour or two. Okay, here we are back again. I've got the doilies dried and I separated them out. Some of the intricate ones had a little damage on the edge because they stuck together a little bit, but they got a beautiful color on them. Some darker, some lighter. Let's see. Oh, I can't even find the one I damaged now, but okay. And look at these beautiful ones I found at the thrift store. Oh, so gorgeous. Oh, there we go. There's one. It's a little damage on the edge of that, but that's not too bad. And then these I got from the Dollar Tree at Valentine's Day. Some nice heart-shaped doilies. I could either put those in as a page or, you know, just use the outer edge. They have some, let's see if you can see this. There's like a rose and a butterfly in the lace alternating. So that's cute. And I found these pink ones too at Valentine's as well. The same shape, just pink. Look at that one. Got a nice brown edge on it. I love that. And then my little paper flowers. Got some tea coloring on those. Those look nice. Alright, I think everything came out great. I'm also drying the tea bags because I'll separate those out and use that paper in books as well. Okay, so what else was I going to show you? I knew there was something else. This is the stack of paper I had drying, and then this is a stack I had under heavy books for 2 hours. This is 28 pages, and this is only 20 pages. So you can kind of see, even with only just a couple hours, this is a much flatter stack than this. This is still very puffy. So I'll put these under a couple heavy books too, just to flatten them out a bit. Then they just lay in your books a little nicer. But they did come out nice. I got some nice subtle patterns on them. I hope you guys can see the patterning of the tea. So I hope you give some tea dyeing a whirl. I hope this video was helpful to you, showing you how I do things. I say take it and make it your own. Have fun. Make a mess. That's the best part. And I'll see you next time. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.